2025 has been a mixed bag for album covers so far. Some have been amazing, while others not so much. But today, I'm going to be ranking 2025 album covers based on how good I think they are. Let's get into the ranking. This is part 2, so if you haven't seen part 1, make sure you go and watch that before you watch this. Next, we have Key Glock's new album, Glockavelli. This features Key Glock in a black and white filter, wearing a thorned crown, and his chains with gold of this thorned crown and his chain are very accentuated. So we got this black and white filter over him, but these gold pieces stand out. So it's similar to Can't Rush Greatness in Ian Dior's album, where they're flexing the jewelry a little bit. But it's Key Glock in a black and white filter. So, I hate to beat the drum, but it's, not my favorite thing to just have the artist on there. But at least he has this element of the jewelry, and it does have the album title in a decent font on there. So, it transforms a little bit, but it still falls a little bit short for me. I think this kind of deserves the D tier. I think I enjoy the cartoony effects of Don't Tap the Glass more than I enjoy the gold accents of the thorned crown and chain of Glockavelli. Next, we have Better Late Than Never by Lucel. This features Lucel with a bandana over his face. It has a kind of dark bluish haze over it, and it features the artist's name and the album cover in both the top corners in a decent font. I mean, it could not get lazier than this. It's just a picture of Lucel. Like, we just beat the drum last time, we're beating it again. It's just a picture of Lucel, man. Not creative, lazy, doesn't do it for me. This is obviously going to end up in the D tier. I think it's kind of a similar vibe to Chiari, but I like the color palette of this more than I like the one of Chiari, so I'm going to put this above it. Next, we have Life is Beautiful by 2 Chainz, The Alchemist, and Larry June. This features a lake where it has a speedboat driving over it. It's kind of basic, but the lake has a cool white to blue gradient, and this boat is cutting right through it. It's creating a cool wave pattern behind it. It's giving a Lost at Sea vibe, but this doesn't have that many components to it. It doesn't have that many components to it, so it's not my favorite album cover. But I think every time I look at it, I like it more and more. So even though it's basic, I still think it comes across a little bit as unique. So it's not an amazing album cover. It's not a good album cover, but it does the job. I think this falls in between C and B for me. I think I like it more than all the C album covers, so I'm going to put it at the top of C. Next, we have Kush and Orange Juice 2 by Wiz Khalifa. This album cover features the earth, but is covered in weed plants. It fits the album cover's name, but I'm missing the orange juice. Where's the orange juice, Wiz Khalifa? We got the Kush. I see the Kush, but where's the orange juice? It's missing the orange juice for me. I think it's a good album cover, but it could have been a better album cover if we had some orange juice elements in it. I think this is going to fall in the B tier, right below Ego Trip. They're kind of similar in a way. I just like the way Ego Trip looks more than I like Kush and Orange Juice 2. Next, we have Dopamine by Lil Tecca. This album cover has a black background, and it has some double Ds that are their backs are facing each other with a white outline. It's kind of got like a mirroring effect going through it where you can see all the other Ds before it, but it doesn't do much for me. It doesn't have the same vibe as the album or the title. It just has D's on it. It's kind of lazy in my opinion. This album cover just really doesn't do it for me. It's teetering on D to F for me. I think it's F. I think I even like I Am Music's cover a little bit more. The D's are kind of hard to see because it's black on black, and I just don't really get it. It doesn't do anything for me. It's not fun to look at. It doesn't have any Lil Tecca elements to it. I think we could have done so much better with this album cover. Next, we have Love Kills by Dro Kenji. This features a hand-drawn art style feel, with Dro Kenji sitting in a field of flowers that spell out Love Kills, the album title. It's got a cool red-orange palette on it. I like that it's artwork hand-drawn. I like that it's hand-drawn, hand-painted. I like that it has the album cover's name in a unique way. I like that he's still on the cover, but it's transformed to being something higher than him. And the colors overall make it pop. It's a good album cover. I think this is easily a B tier. I think I'm going to put it above the Gollywog album cover. They kind of have the same feel, but this one's a more artworky, while this was more picture. Next, we have Asexual by FKA Twigs. This album features maybe the artist, but features some person on it with the title of the album in a unique font. You know, beating the drum, but it is just a picture of a person and the title of the album. It's kind of unnerving to look at too. Not my favorite thing to look at, but we could have done a little bit more with this. I think this is easily a D tier, and I think I'm gonna put it right above the Will Smith album. Next, we have a Jump Out by Osama-san. This album cover features him laying on a bed surrounded by 5 women and what looks to be like a puppet master puppeting all of them from above, and the title is put on the album in a cool font. Now, I really like the colors that are utilized on this. I like the art style. I think this has a really cool vibe. I don't think it is that cohesive with the album sound, but that doesn't really matter too much. It's a really fun album cover. It's unique. It checks basically all the boxes I've asked for in an album cover. I think this belongs easily in the A tier. I think it's better than the Autumn album. I think it's better than McKinley Dixon, Donda 2, and Deep Thoughts by Lil Durk. Next, we have the second Nardo Wick album here with Wick. This album cover features Nardo Wick with his back towards us, throwing up, doing some hand gestures, and it's got a grayish, greenish color palette. Kind of looks like he's on stage, but we don't see it in the crowd. But it is just him, and he doesn't even have the decency to look at us. So this album cover doesn't do much for me. I much prefer Hold Off's album cover. This has a similar vibe to Kiari, but I like the more pronounced colors in this one than I do the Kiari. So it's gonna go in the D tier right above it. Next, we have New Detroit by Lilo. This album cover features some street signs, some people, cars. It's kind of scrapbooky. I like the scrapbooky vibe. It's got a cool, like, seeing all the colors together, kind of make it all pop. It's got a retro nostalgic vibe to it. I bet there's some references to Detroit I don't know about, but overall I just like the vibe of this album cover. I think this deserves to go in the B tier under Gollywog and Love Kills by Dro Kenji. Next, we have NSFW by Tyga. This features Tyga in what I assume is his bedroom with 2 women on his bed, and that's it. It's just Tyga with 2 women on his bed. I mean, it fits the album cover, not safe for work, but come on, man. Let's be a little more creative. This is easily going to end up in the D tier. I think it's better than all of these 3, but I think I prefer Kiari above it. Next, we have Peterson by Tory Lanez. This album cover features Tory Lanez without his shirt in what I would assume is his prison uniform, and it's kind of got this like poor camera quality, yellowish feel over it, so it kind of looks a little bit aged, but it is just a picture of him in prison. But that's also not his fault because he is in prison. Well, I guess it is his fault because he's in prison, but I'm saying it's not his fault that it's just a picture of himself because he doesn't have the tools that all these other artists have. I mean, it is just a picture of him, and that's an easy way to end yourself into the D tier here. I think it is on the same vibe as Wick and Kiari, but I like Wick's color palette more than I like Peterson's color palette. So it's going to in between those 2. Next, we have Let Me Fly by Rob 49. This, like much of the album covers on here, has a black and white filter over it, but it features Rob 49 laying on the ground, but he is resting upon a statue of a woman with angel wings or butterfly wings holding up what I think is a vulture. Now, the black and white filter does add a classy noir feel to it, and he also has some effect or filter on his face that's kind of making it feel like there's 2 of them. It's like doing a double take thing here, but I like the inclusion of the statue holding the vulture. You know, it's letting the vulture fly. I see it. I see the vision. It is just black and white, but I think this does a lot more than what most of the black and white album covers are doing on here. I think this is a borderline C to B tier album cover. I'm going to put it in the B tier because I see the vision. I see what he was going for. Next, we have Lethal by Rico Nasty. This album cover features what I'm going to assume is Rico Nasty on a white background with some acupuncture needles in her face. Now, I've been beating the drum about beating the drum, but this is just Rico Nasty with acupuncture needles in her face. This does nothing for me. Let's be better. This might end itself up in the F tier here. I mean, it doesn't even have the album cover's name on it. It doesn't do, like, the acupuncture needles aren't lethal. Like, I could take this picture right now. Does that mean it's album cover worthy? No. I'm going to put it bottom of S. No, I'm going to put it bottom of F. Next, we have The Good, the Bad, the Dollar Menu by Voni. Now, this album cover features fast food restaurant with the doors spread wide open, and inside the doors you see Voni. Now, this is just a picture of him, but I like the way that it's done. The doors are wide open, like they're inviting you into this. It has reference to the name, the Dollar Menu. It's a creative way to use a simple concept, and I like what he's doing here. So I think this is a good album cover. I think this ends up in the B tier. I like it more than Let Me Fly. I like it more than the Carter 6. I like it more than both Museum Music and Cushion OJ, but not quite more than Ego Trip. Next, we have Make America Slime Again by NBA Youngboy. This album cover features the American flag in the background with Youngboy in the middle, and he's wearing a green hand, like crocheted mask, and a green with black spiked collar, and it has this like wavy blur motion with them. If we break it down to simplistics, this is just NBA Youngboy with a flag behind him, but I like the blur effect. I like the pop of the green. It references the slime from the title, Make America Slime Again. We have America flag. I like the symbolism. I like the visuals. The green really pops to me, and that when something pops and I remember it, that's a sign of a good album cover. So I think this is a good album cover. I think this ends up in the B tier. I like it more than everything up to Wham. I like it more than, this might be top of A for me. I mean, top of B. I think I'm gonna put this in the top of B. It just pops more than most of the album covers on this list. Next, we have Melody of a Memory by Eam Triplin. This album cover features Eam Triplin in a like hand pasteled artwork style. It has the name of the album in the bottom of it, but it's in like a distorted font, and I like the way that looks. And also half of Eam Triplin's face looks like it's been wiped away, or like you spilled water on it. So I like the hand art feel to it. It is just Eam Triplin, but it's done in a creative way, and it looks appealing. The colors really pop. I wish that the title of the album was a little more outlined. Overall, just a good album cover. I think the colors, I think the hand art feel of it are going to land itself in the B category, right above Massa. Next, we have More Chaos by Ken Carson. This album cover features a white background with Ken Carson in front of it. Ken Carson's kind of silhouetted, and he's wearing a white t-shirt, but this white t-shirt is kind of bloodstained. It is simple, but it's got a unique style to it. It's visually appealing, and he does a little bit more than just him being on the cover. So I don't think it's a great album cover. I think it's good to average. It's got similar vibes to Archangel and Let Me Fly. I think it's better than Let Me Fly, but I don't think it's quite above any of the other albums in the B tier. Next, we have Thy Kingdom Come, which features a bunch of Christian artwork and crosses on a white background. This album cover has a lot of things on it. It fits the vibe of the album. I mean, it fits the name of the album. It all has a similar flow to it. It is a little boring to look at. It is a little bland aesthetically, but it does the job. I think this is a very clear C tier, and I'm going to put it above Dave Blunt's album. Next, we have Some Sexy Songs for You by Drake. This features Drake and Party Next Door on the cover and some nice fur suits. This album cover features the Absolute World Towers in Mississauga behind them, and it's snowing. It's got snow on the ground in front of them and snow falling. It's also got this like greenish teal vibe to the background, but I like the way Drake and Party Next Door pop onto this dark background. The snow blur effect also adds a cool element to this, and the twisty-turvy structure of these towers all come together and make a very cool looking album cover. Now, this isn't like a top tier album cover. I like the way the colors pop. I think it is a B tier. I think it's above all of these until Free by Kid Cudi. Next, we have Trompoloy by Until Japan. It's a French word, so I probably butchered that. But this features what I would assume is Until Japan on some steps with some ballerinas behind him. I like the ballerinas. He also is holding some roses, so that's a cool splash of color. It's not too artistically creative. It is not too visually appealing. It's fine, but it doesn't do all that much for me. I think this is a C tier album cover. I think it's below the Private Collection of No ID and Saba. Next, we have What Happened to Forever by Coi Leray. This features a white background with a pink teddy bear on it, but the eyes are covered and it says "What Happened to Forever" on a sign. And then there's kind of like some white spider lines coming out of the chest of the teddy bear with Coil Ray at the feet. I really like the color of the teddy bear here, but it is just a teddy bear on a white background. I like some of the darker elements of it, like with the spikes, spider legs coming out of the chest and the sign over the eyes. It's kind of basic, but it does it a little bit for me. So I think it's a fine to good album cover, but not a great album cover. I think it will be teetering on B to C here. I think it'll go top of the C tier. It's got a similar vibe to Life is Beautiful and Archangel. It's, like I said, it's a fine album cover to maybe good album cover, but it can't go much higher than that. Next, we have Black Samson, the Bastard Swordsman by Wu-Tang. This album cover is giving nostalgic movie poster vibes. There's a lot going on in it. This is just a very visually appealing album cover. There's probably some references to some things in there that I don't know, but everything about this album cover really speaks to me. The nostalgic movie poster vibe really does it for me. It's been a while since we've been in the A to S tier territory, but I think it definitely belongs here. I think I'm gonna put it in the S tier just because I really mess with the movie poster vibe. So it's gonna go bottom of S tier. Next, we have Jonathan by Young Lean. This album cover features a picture of Young Lean, but he's in a black and white, like nostalgic old picture feel, and then there's like a black outline on the outside that says Jonathan. This is a basic album cover. Like I said, it's just him with a black and white filter. There seems to be a theme with a lot of these album covers. It's fine, but it doesn't do much for me. I mean, this is either in the D tier or the C tier. I think if we have Glockavelli down here, we have to have this down here too. I think I like it more than Can't Rush Greatness and Dangerous Summer, but not quite higher than Glockavelli. Next, we have Showbiz by Mike. This album cover features two women on the cover and a like hand-drawn and colored album cover. It's got a bunch of colors in it. It has a very unique feel to it. The colors really mesh well and the palette is all over the place. It's got a good vibe. It pops. It's a great album cover. I think this is either a B or an A tier album cover. I think it's got a similar vibe to Melody of a Memory, but I think I like how much the Melody of a Memory colors pop more. So I'm gonna put it right below that at the top of B. Next, we have Victory by Slick Rick. This follows the theme of a lot of the album covers here. It is what I would presume is Slick Rick. We can only really see his eye and his hands here, but it's black and white. It shows off his jewelry. It's the similar vibe we've seen from a lot of album covers so far today. This album cover, I mean, it's got to be C or D tier. I think if we put Jonathan down here, it's got to be down here. I like the way Central C does his jewelry more. I like the yellow to black and white on Dangerous Summer, but I like it a little bit more than Nothing's Ever Good Enough 2 by Ian Dior. This features Snoop Dogg and what looks to be another woman in the middle of this album cover with some symbols around it and around the edge of the album cover. I like the fonts used in this album cover. I like the extra uses of these symbols and these border outline. It makes it feels a little more transformed than it's just being a picture of the two on the cover. It's still not amazing, but it does more than just a basic picture does. I think this goes in the C tier above Days Before Dream Boy. Next, we have No Place Like Home by SSG Kobe. This album cover features SSG Kobe in what I would assume is his living room, but he's like emitting a purple aura up into the ceiling. It's also got like a blur effect on it. I like the blur effect. I like the purple. It pops in compared to the rest of the bleak, dull outline of the living room. It's not the most visually appealing album cover, but I like the introduction of the purple. So it's a fine to good album cover. I think it belongs in this C tier. And I think I like it a little more than the Jane Remover album cover, but not quite better than Lotus by Lil Sims. Next, we have Forever My Moment by T Grizzly. This features a picture of T Grizzly, but his face is kind of split into two sides with a orange and red fire, but the other side has like a bluer fire. It's kind of giving a Mortal Kombat Scorpion Sub-Zero vibe. It is just a picture of his face, but I like the dueling perspectives. I like the blue and the orange. So I don't think it's an amazing cover, but I think it does more than just your basic one does. I think it's going to earn itself top of C tier, just because it reminds me of Mortal Kombat. Next, we have Supreme Clientele 2 by Ghostface Killah. This features a retro vibe with some metallic, shiny font that says Supreme Clientele 2 and then it says Ghostface Killah. It is a basic album cover, but it has a good vibe. The colors pop, the metallic font pops. It's not amazing, but it's good to average. I think just because the colors pop, I'm gonna put it at the bottom of B tier, but I truly understand if you have it lower because it's just some text. So it could have been more, but I like the vibe of it. I like how much it pops. Next, we have our second That Mexican OT album with Recess. This features a bunch of different rappers in kind of a cartoony vibe. This features a bunch of different people in a playground, all drawn in a cool cartoon way, but in this playground, it has a rocket, and in the clouds, it spells Recess. Now, I like this much, 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 much better than his other album, Chicken and Sauce. I like the cartoony vibe of the characters. I like the cloud spelling out the name. It's got some good colors, and it fits the theme of the title. So I think this is a good album cover here from That Mexican OT. I think this is gonna find itself similar to Supreme Clientele, right at the bottom of B tier. Next, we have Kevin Gates' album, I'm Him Too. This features Kevin Gates in what looks to be like an attic or a barn or something, with there's like rubble on the ground and there's like a ripped out electrical box, but Kevin Gates is staring into a mirror that he sees himself staring back, but the self he's looking at is in a different outfit and a different pose. I like the mirror aspect of this album cover, but I'm not liking the background visuals. I think this could have been done in a more visually appealing way, but it's still solid. I think this is clearly a C tier album cover. It kind of gives the same vibes as the Dave Blunt's album, but I think I'm going to put it in between the Until Japan and Saba and No ID album. Penultimate album on this list is our second Youngboy album with More Leaks. This album cover features Youngboy in the middle in a ski mask, surrounded by a bunch of cassette tapes and the title of the album. It's basic. I like how it only shows parts of his face, but it's kind of simple, it's kind of basic. It doesn't do that much. I think this is a D to C tier album cover. I think I'm gonna put it bottom of C because it does do a little bit more than these other ones, but it's still not that great. Our last album cover on the list is Live, Laugh, Love by Earl Sweatshirt. This album cover features Earl Sweatshirt on the cover, smoking with some foliage behind him. It has a nice vibe to it. It kind of has a tan, sun damaged feel to it. It kind of gives tropical vibes, but it is, at the end of the day, just Earl Sweatshirt in front of some plants. So it doesn't do that much to me, but I feel some type of vibe coming off of it, so it's still not the worst. For our last album, I think this is gonna find itself in the C tier above Kevin Gates, in between Saba and No ID, and this is my list of album cover of the year so far. This would make my favorite album cover of the year, Let God Sort 'Em Out by Clips, and my least favorite, Lethal by Rico Nasty. That was me ranking every 2025 album cover that I could think of. Did I have a W rating, or was it terrible? Let me know in the comments your favorite album cover of the year, and make sure to like and subscribe for more music content like this. Peace. I would give you the world, baby girl. You just gotta be worth it.